At a World Economic Forum session in Riyadh, EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell said sharing the land was the only solution to the Israel-Hamas war.
Thousands protest in Tbilisi against controversial foreign influence legislation critics have dubbed the Russian law.
The Pope travelled to Venice to see the Holy See's pavilion for this year's 60th edition of the Venice Biennale. Saudi Arabia's foreign minister has said that even if a ceasefire is achieved in Gaza, repercussions of the Israel-Hamas war will be felt across the Middle East. Prince Faisal bin Farhan spoke at a World Economic Forum session in Riyadh on Sunday, also attended by EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell.
I've been told geography doesn't matter anymore, globalization, blah, blah, blah. In Ukraine, it's a fight for the land. And here in Gaza and in Palestine, it's a war for the land. Two people who are fighting for the same land. And the only solution is to share this land.
President of the State of Palestine, Mahmoud Abbas, said a political solution must be found to unite Gaza and the West Bank, including Jerusalem, in an independent Palestinian state. Abbas reiterated his demand for a ceasefire in Gaza, as well as an increase of aid to citizens throughout the territory. He also called for pressure on Israel to stop its imminent invasion of Rafah, calls echoed by the US. Negotiations between parties are set to continue in Egypt in the coming days.
Thousands of people in Georgia have again taken to the streets of the capital Tbilisi to protest against the foreign influence transparency law. Many protesters fear the proposed legislation would undermine democracy and derail the country's chances of joining the European Union.
საკონტროლო ბრძოლა ჩვენ ან ახლა გადავარჩენთ ჩვენს ქვეყანას და შევინარჩუნებთ სვლას ევროპისკენ იქ სადაც არის ჩვენი ადგილი ან დავკარგავთ ქვეყანას ამას ძალიან ხელშესახებად გრძნობ მაგრამ თან ამავდროულად ადამიანების ენერგია განწყობა განსაკუთრებით ახალგაზრდების ჩართულობის ხარისხი ძალიან დიდი მეტს მაძლევს და რწმენას რომ ჩვენ ამ გამარჯვებას აუცილებლად მივიყვანთ ბოლომდე.
The divisive draft law requires media and non-commercial organisations to register as being under foreign influence if they receive more than 20% of their funding from abroad. Critics have dubbed it the Russian law because Moscow uses similar legislation to stigmatise media and organisations seen as being at odds with the Kremlin. But despite fierce public opposition, the ruling Georgian Dream Party appears determined to press ahead.
ერთ არგუმენტს ვერ ამბობენ, ან რუსული არ არის, ან ცუდი რა არის. ბოლოს ოდნავ თითქოს 1%-იანი არგუმენტი დავარქვათ პირობითად. სახელზე ლაპარაკ, იმიტომ რომ დიახ, როდესაც დაფინანსება არსებობს, იმას მიიღება მისი ინტერესი.
Although Georgia's president has said she would veto the law if it's passed by parliament, the ruling party can override that veto by collecting 76 votes. Then the parliament's speaker can sign it into law.
Pope Francis made Catholic history on Sunday by being the first head of the Catholic Church to ever visit the annual Venice Biennale art fair. A large crowd received him on the island of Giudecca before he was transported to the local women's prison that doubled as an exhibition space. There he spoke to roughly 80 female inmates in the prison's courtyard.
Fondamentale che anche il sistema carcerario offra ai detenuti e alle detenute strumenti e spazi di crescita umana, di crescita spirituale, culturale e professionale, creando le premesse per un loro sano reinserimento. Per favore, non isolare la dignità.
The Vatican chose to stage its pavilion inside the women's prison. The Holy See exhibition features wall art, print screens, dangling sculptures and more.